Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Vivek Nayak, and I work for a company that manages the payment processing for about 85% of India's websites, which are e-commerce enabled. That 85% largely consists of SMEs and middle-sized companies. Over the years, we've gained some insights and some learnings in the market. And what I'd like to do is try and share some of that with you and see how we can use this to improve the payment space. First, let me begin with the basics. Just to make it a little interesting, I've tried to put in a kind of a guru approach, which is a proverbial approach, and I'm looking at proverbs. First of all, we're saying you never test the depth of a river with both feet. The point is that the internet is a living, dynamic entity that changes its shape and character by the minute. If you try to stick to one formula and take a plunge into the untested waters, you're ignoring one of the greatest gifts that the internet can give you, which is the ability to look at things, get instant feedback, and manipulate and change elements within your product mix so that you can move things around, shift things around till you get the optimum mix. Okay, this is one of the greatest gifts about the internet which we have. This is a situation which does not exist with other marketing channels that you have. So use the most of it. The ability to test using the internet is amazing. Okay, what has this got to do with payment gateway? Well, think about it that there are new developments happening in the marketplace constantly, and you need to keep your mind open to these new developments. To take a page out of Sanjay ji's book, okay, I'm going to choose, I think probably a lot of the people will be choosing your numbers, but there are some real good numbers we have on the marketplace. Taking up on the point that he made about the performance of cash cards. Now there I have come across some merchants who very, very firmly believe that MasterCard and Visa are enough to drive enough sales and to get growth for their businesses. Okay, newfangled payment options like cash cards, hey, I don't know whether they're going to perform or not. If you look at these numbers, at 20%, okay, of credit cards share, okay, overall share. And if you look at it from net banking also, that's another 30%. So only half the share of the customer's choice is only half. That's what credit card has. And those guys who stuck to their thought that, hey, listen, I'm going to stick only to my credit cards, I'm happy with it, they're losing almost half of the business. So that's one thing. Keep your mind open to the changes that are happening in the marketplace and make sure that you are always open to change so that you can put in the ability of moving things around. So it comes down to that, what do you do when you make a success of your internet enterprise? First of all, there's a proverb which goes that says, man who uses just one chopstick always goes hungry. Right? You never go into battle half prepared, you go fully prepared. So you see, the fact is, whether it's eating food or whether it's doing business, you can't get what you want without the right tools working for you. From my personal experience, I can tell you that you can't hang a picture on the wall with a hammer and a nail anymore. Okay, you need the full shebang. Chances are, if you do it with a hammer and a nail, you crack the plaster and you'll have to go and buy another picture just to hide the crack. The truth is, what you need today is a drill, a roll plug, a screw, a knife to cut away that extra bits of roll plug. Okay, you need a hammer, a spirit level to make sure that the picture is hung straight. So going with a full set of tools is what you really need to do. Okay, the same goes with payment options. Okay, a restaurant who serves just chapati and dal when you're hungry, okay, might not cut the ice. You'll want a full thali. That's what you need. Why? Because the customer is the king. If he likes something, he might not like something else. And if you just go with a limited set of options, you're killing yourself, shooting yourself in the foot. So what we're saying when it comes to payment is you need to offer the full thali of payment options to your customer, including the emerging ones as dessert. Right? So that's what you need to do. You can't take chances. You have a customer, you've done all the hard work of getting him to your website, and when he's going to buy, you don't want to be caught in a situation where he doesn't have the means to pay. So offer him the full gamut of the whole thing. After all, customer is the king. But if you think about it, how much are you going to chase? Okay, it's all about money. It's cost to go and get hold of these kind of payment options. So the next thought I have here is, if your blood doesn't flow through your body, then of what use it is? If you're going out and getting yourself a payment mechanism in place in your website, there are some things that go far beyond the payment mechanism, including payment options, what kind of cards you have, what kind of net banking options you have. Does it go beyond that? Does it go beyond just merely offering a payment option and letting you provide that to your customers? What are the value adds that they bring to your business? Okay, if money is like blood that flows through your business, it has to flow in and out regularly. So what are the tools that you have within your e-commerce solution which allows the money to come in and flow out easily? Let's say, for example, you're going abroad and you're exhibiting at an exhibition, and there you find someone buyer who's very, very keen to buy something straight away there and then. Now, you're not going to get a POS terminal out there in the middle of nowhere. Does your e-commerce solution allow you to let the customers take the credit card number there, log into your system from the back end and capture the transaction there and then and make a sale there? Or, for example, your life is not limited to your website. Your product can go beyond your website. Suppose you have a telephonic negotiation with a customer and you strike a deal for a bulk purchase. Now, obviously, that is not on your website. So how do you get payments for that securely? You can't go through the whole rigmarole of the offline process because it costs money. So what you do is, does it allow you to send a mail to your customer with a secure link that allows him to pay there and then without actually having to go through your website? So these are some of the tools that you need to look at and see how much value addition is happening to your business when you actually go out and get yourself a payment partner. This is something tricky, but I think we all are aware about the losses that the airlines have suffered because of fraud. I think fraud is real. Fraud is very much there, alive and kicking, and we know the numbers that bigger airlines have suffered. Now, this is actually, if you come to think about it, it's all about process, and it's all about how you manage your risk management process at the back end. Luckily for the airlines, they actually have a methodology of figuring out that the person who buys a ticket is actually the person who flies. You just have to ask him to prove his identity. But a lot of merchants out there don't have this luxury. They never see their customers face to face. So risk management and ensuring the identity of the customer is a very, very critical aspect of this. That is one of the aspects which keeps the blood flowing through your business. I move on to the next point on this matter. If you look at it, risk management is a very tricky business these days because as long as there are criminals out there, the minds are constantly working and you can't possibly keep figuring out new methods that they got to apply on you and work out a solution for them. If you try to do that full time, okay, you're in trouble. When I was growing up in Bombay in the 80s, there was this starlet called Sheetal. I don't know how many of us are my vintage, but this lady actually came out with a movie called Honey, I think, around in the early 80s. And the great thing about this movie was, it was starring her, directed by her, produced by her, script was written by her, the music was given by her, okay? And I have a very, very good feeling that the only person who went and saw the movie also was her, okay? There's a limit to what one person can do. There's a limited amount of management bandwidth that is available for everybody. And what you need to do is look at your business closely and see what aspects of your business can you actually have to roll up your sleeves and get down into yourself, and what is it that you can pass on to an expert who can take care of it. Why do we go to doctors? Why do we go to surgeons? Why do we go to lawyers? Because there are some things in this life which we can't handle ourselves, because if you get into it, you're losing out on other vital parts of your business. Today, if you ask me, the challenge for any online person is not payment management or not logistics, because they are just operational issues. What are really challenging issues are how to differentiate your brand and how to create value propositions in your customer's mind and reach it. Those are real challenges which require the management bandwidth to focus on. All you need to do is get a good partner for the other logistical sides and make sure that they're working for you the way you want them to work for you. The reason why I'm stressing on risk management is because risk management has the potential of, a bad risk management team has the potential of making or breaking your business. The card association are very clearly on the side of the card holder. The onus of establishing any dispute is always on the merchant. The merchant has taken a hit very, very often because his system of ensuring that the customer's genuineness is not very much in place. Not only does he lose the money, he also loses the product. Okay, so it's a double whammy for a lot of merchants. Risk management is an area which everybody needs to look at very, very finely, and frankly, a lot of people do not have the time and the energy to look into it. So that's again where we say, bring in the experts, let them take care of it, make them accountable in terms of deliveries, and that's it. Finally, the last point I would like to make is managing money. Okay, why pay $1 for a bookmark? Why not use the dollar as a bookmark? Right? Ultimately, you need to look at what you're putting into your business, and you need to look at what is vital for your business. Okay, squeezing the maximum value for your buck is the name of the game. Do remember that getting a lower price does not mean you're getting the best deal. Online merchants need to look at the payment processing solution from a value for money perspective. How much value they're adding to your business, how much of your life is made easier by them, how committed are they to growing their part of the business and their part of the story. Okay, concentrate on make or break situations for your businesses like brand management, marketing, and product differentiation. Okay, this is what we say when you say, why chase pennies when the time could be spent more productively in chasing dollars? So with that note, I hope some of these tips opened up your mind to the possibilities that you can have with your business. And thank you for your time and attention.